No, I can't do that. I said, yes, you will. No, I won't. Yes, you will. Of drugs and hit big. Remember, I didn't do this. This is Obamacare. This is Obamacare. This isn't Trump. But you don't need it because let the money not go to the insurance companies. The problem is the Democrats will shut down the government because they are totally beholden. I don't love that word, but they're beholden. They're beholden to the insurance companies. So I don't know what they can do about it, but they'll probably close down the government. It's so simple. The money should go to the people. Free medicine. I mean, they couldn't have been nicer. They couldn't have been better. And they were, giving us a hard time a while. They came out, think of this, $9 billion. And they think that's just the beginning. They stole, think of it, in their country, they live on nothing. They have nothing. They come here and they steal $9 billion. Are we stupid? I mean, how do we allow that to happen? Ilhan Omar. And he did it. He just did it as a citizen. Mike Lindell, I'll tell you what, every time I introduced him, he got the biggest hand. I hope he does great. He deserves to do great. That man suffered. These people went after him. They went after his company. They did that with me, too, but at least I knew what I was getting into. A piece of glass. I got no audience. I got just people, very hostile people waiting around. And I'm reading into a piece of glass for 22 minutes, and I talk about the chart. The networks didn't put up the charts. Only Fox put up the charts. Fox put them up, in all fairness. When we get angry at Fox, we have to remember that. This is okay. There'll never be a great chart for me. It's only the one. Compared to Butler, all charts stink. But look at that chart. Look at the kind of Biden price. Marjorie Trader Brown, I call her, because green turns to brown under stress. So I call her Trader Brown, which I don't like doing because 2 words is too much. 2 out of 3. We're changing to Marjorie Taylor Greene. I'm going Marjorie Trader Brown, so I have to trade. And a lot of people don't understand 2 words is too much to change. I actually like Marjorie Taylor Brown better, but everyone says Marjorie Trader Greene is good, but they're all good. But what the hell happened to her? She must have been a stone cold liberal. She's on CNN now all the time. Can you believe it? And it was all the same is true with groceries. The price of a Thanksgiving turkey was down. Fake news. Do you remember when I just got elected? It was a big thing. We won every swing state. We won the popular vote. We won by like 312 to 200 and something, and like low 200. And we won everything. We won districts, the word district. We won districts by 2,750 to 525. That's a slaughter. And that's the thing when you see everything's red except for 2 little lines on the left and the right, meaning New York and California. That's the one that really is incredible. 2,750 to 525. We won everything in a slaughter. We won everything. And what a great thing it was, right? When you can have an election that good. And they tried to rig it. Remember we had the thing? Too big to rig. Remember that statement? That was a big thing. They tried like hell. They gave up at about 9:02. It was too big. It was just a landslide. They couldn't do it. They cheated a lot. But we made it too big to rig, and I appreciate you getting it. I said the polls had us up, pretty way up. And a lot of times when that happens, you'll say, let's go out and watch a movie, and we'll come back and watch the president win. No, I said, don't watch a movie. Go out and vote. But it was too big, so it came back. What an evening. That was, what was better, 2016 or 2024? Tell me. I don't know. 2016 was pretty monumental. What was better? I don't know. Beating Hillary was fun. Well, Hillary has a much higher IQ than Kamala. I would say, I think Hillary has probably 50 or 60 points higher. Now, Hillary was smart. She was nasty. Whew, I wouldn't want to go home to her. She was nasty. Remember? She was a nasty. person. I was going to use a B word. I said, no, my wife would not be happy. My wife always says, please, please don't use foul language. You know who else does? Franklin Graham. He says, President. He says, I love your speaking ability, President. You're a great speaker, although nobody says it. You know, I get these big crowds, but did you ever see the press do a story that I'm a great speaker? They say, oh, he looked tired. Oh, he's this. Oh, he's that. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. I get crowds, the biggest crowds in history of anything, not only of anything. They never say, he gave a great speech tonight in front of 45,000 people. Look at the crowds that we get are the biggest crowds ever. Before the election, we're getting 80. We had 117,000 people show up in New Jersey. It was a great speech. You know what they said? He looked tired. I looked tired. You can't be tired in front of 117,000 people. It's not possible. You've got a lot of adrenaline. The adrenaline is pumping, right? But that's why they're fake news. That's why nobody listens to them anymore. But remember that we slashed the year. Remember that? I won 28 days in a row. I took the kid to play golf. And we play very fast. She's good at, I'm a very good golfer. And we play very fast. We play in 2 hours. We're dinning. I mean, I said, baby, I got to get out of here. I'm sorry, honey. Enjoy your day. Go hit balls or something. I got to get out of here. I got to go to work. And I got a call. A friend of mine. Oh, you're okay? And I said, yeah, what's wrong? I said, I'll be back in the Oval Office in 30 minutes. Oh, I said, what's wrong with this guy? Then I got another call. Oh, you're okay. They said that I had passed away. Do you remember that? First day in 28 days, these people are sick. That's why I've taken more physicals, because I think you have an obligation to, you know, report. And I hate when they put out false reports. So they put out a report that Donald Trump. So I took a lot of physicals. And I did something no other president's ever done. I took cognitive tests. Because I know that, and by the way, not easy. You get to those last questions, those last 10, 15 questions, nobody on that stand could answer probably any of them. And I got them, I aced them. And no other president's taken a cognitive. Could you imagine Sleepy Joe taking a cognitive test? I don't think it got the first, you know, the first question is like, what is this? And they show a lion, a giraffe, a fish, and a hippopotamus, right? And the good news, if you do well, that's great. Actually, if you do well, they won't report it. If you do badly, it's going to be the biggest story in history. They said, you know, it's possible that if you do badly, the word will leak out and you'll look very bad. I said, this was on my first test. After that, I knew that I can do very well. Smart person. So what happens? What happens is, first test, I said, how hard is it? He said, well, after the 10th or 12th question, it gets, you know, very hard. And I said, well, what do you think? They said, look, if you're going to do well, but if you're not going to do well, it's probable that the word will get out. I said, well, let's do it anyway. And I did it. And it was actually good. For a year, they called me a very intelligent person, but then they forget. Then I did it again. I aced it again. They report it. And these are doctors that I don't even know. And they report it. And then I did it a third time a few months ago, and they reported. But it's very small reporting. But can you imagine if I did badly, right? Could you imagine that, front row Joe? Would I be in trouble? They'd say, there's something wrong. But I like to do it. But I gave a perfect, I had a perfect, hey, we had 4.5% inflation. That's because I'm letting, think of that. Think of that. Think of that. 100% of the jobs created are in the private sector. Now, the last administration secured less than $1 trillion in new investments in our country. Think of that. 4 years, less than one. 4 years, the whole term, less than one. Gasoline is now substantially lower than buy furniture for lobbies or furniture for hotels. Beautiful. Now I don't care. Since politics, I never mention looks anymore. The most beautiful woman can walk right across. I don't even look at her anymore. Because in politics, that's the sign of death. We don't look. But But I do look at the arm of a chair, and I'd say to your artists, they were artists, they were artisans, you know? I'd say, no, can you give a different curve? Can you do a little more carving at the end? They would, right in front of me, bing, 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 bing. They were like geniuses. You lost the business. It went to China and other places, but mostly to China, because they never put tariffs on, just like they didn't put them on chips, just like they didn't put them on the fake pollster. Then you have because he's on her. Harding, a police officer, Marilyn and Charles Thurston, who run a successful small business providing care to senior citizens. That's great. Not only did we make their small business tax deduction permanent, helping them to expand, but under no tax on overtime, their employees will have much higher take-home pay, and that makes their job a lot easier. So, Carolyn and Charles, please stand wherever you may be. Oh, that's great. Thank you. So it's going good? Going good? Good-looking couple. Thank you very much. Another key part of our tax cuts is known as Trump accounts. You hear about that? You put money in, and they are knocking them dead. It's great. It's Michael Dell Computer. He put up $6.25 billion. How do you like that? He started with no money, and now he puts $6 billion plus into the first accounts. I mean, think of that, $6 billion. It's, to be exact, what they love the country. Great people. Every single Democrat in Congress voted against these incredible benefits. Every single Democrat said no, including a guy named Don Davis right here from this district. He voted against North Carolina. Don Davis did nothing about the flood. He did nothing about the hurricane. I did it all with your congressman and with a couple of Republicans from your state that put their lives on the line to make sure this got done. And we had to wait till January 20th. They wouldn't do a damn thing. The waters didn't recede. They were living in areas that didn't have water, and now they were surrounded by water. And by the way, Elon Musk, with his incredible, you would call it contraption of communication, incredible. I said, Elon, we need 500 of those. You couldn't get them because it's been very successful. He said, you'll have them tomorrow. You've got to give him credit for that, you know. I have my little disagreements with him. I don't believe in the mandate where everybody has to have an electric vehicle within an hour.
The fight is long. It's hard. I'm new to this, and I have been amazed at how hard the president is fighting for you. So let me say this simply and with my whole heart. Stay with us. We hear you, and we're going to keep fighting for you. Thank you so much.
I guess I'll have to lower the mic, Mr. President. Let me just say, echo what Brad said. I cannot think of a better president.
Get out, and they're going to vote. The Lumbies, you have some here. You have some of the leaders here. We just made a record investment in our military and gave every service member a warrior dividend of $1,776, $1,776. And I'm also pleased to announce that just 2 hours hit. She walked to her corner. She said, I've never been hit like that. I quit. Then they said, no, go out. You can do it. And then he gave her another left jab. That was it. She said, nope, I can't do it. It's so demeaning to women. And they don't stop. I saw the other day on one of the shows, I think Meet the Fake Press. I'm pretty sure it was that stupid show. And they had a congressman that you all know, a Democrat, saying, no, we have to allow men to play in women's sports. Where do these people come from? Or how about open borders? They're fighting for open borders. If I didn't get elected, our country would be ruined. We would have not had a country. I'm telling you, I'm not bragging about myself. I'm saying we would not have had a country. And now we have the greatest country in the world. I'm telling you, hottest. We're the hottest. We're restoring the name of a great president, William McKinley, to Mount McKinley in beautiful Alaska, that they took the name off and they named it something else. You have draw, and then you have draw. They looked at both. And she's a very meticulous person, you know, like these people. It's just like she'd fit into your group very well. She'd be very happy with her. But everything is perfect. Her undergarments, I want to use a nice, sometimes referred to as panties, are folded, perfect, reps. Trump suit, I sued a long time ago, and it's doing fine. It's a suit, and now, you know, we found all this stuff. Did you see where the FBI didn't want to do it, but the Justice Department forced them to do it? The FBI guys didn't want to do it, but the thugs and the DOJ wanted to do it. So I sued them, and it's, and they do say that, you know, it's never been a case like this. Donald Trump sues the United States of America. Donald Trump becomes president. Conclusion tonight, after just 11 months, our border is secure. Our spirit is restored. Inflation is stopped. Wages are up. Prices are down. Our nation is strong. And America is back. And every single day of this administration, we will keep on working for the hardworking citizens of America. We will fight, fight, fight. We will win, win, win. And with your help, we will make America powerful again. We will make America wealthy again. We will make